In the shadowy world of military intelligence and covert operations, timing is everything. A single moment can shift the balance of power, and a well-laid trap can yield devastating results. Recently, a dramatic event unfolded that perfectly illustrates this principal land incident involving a Russian military transport plane, Ukrainian forces, and a calculated, brutal ambush. This story isn't just about a single aircraft. It's a testament to the intricate dance of deception, patience, and lethal precision that defines modern warfare. For months, the skies over the conflict zone have been a chessboard of drones, fighter jets, and transport aircraft. Each flight is a calculated risk, a move in a high-stakes game where the price of a mistake is measured in lives and strategic assets. Russia has relied heavily on its air transport fleet, particularly the Russian A-50 to ferry troops, equipment, and supplies to the front lines. These workhorse planes are vital arteries for their military machine. But this reliance also creates a vulnerability, a predictable pattern that a cunning adversary can exploit. Ukrainian intelligence had been watching, learning, and waiting. They knew that a specific Il-76, a plane of significant interest, was scheduled to land at a particular airfield. The details of what this plane was carrying remained shrouded in official secrecy, but whispers and intelligence reports suggested it was a high-value target. It could have been carrying senior military commanders, specialized electronic warfare equipment, or a fresh contingent of elite troops. Whatever the cargo, its arrival was deemed critical by the Russians, and its destruction a priority for the Ukrainians. The operation began not with a bang, but with a whisper. Intelligence assets on the ground, electronic surveillance, and possibly even sources within Russian-controlled territory all contributed pieces to a complex puzzle. The flight path was monitored, the landing time confirmed. The Ukrainian forces assigned to the mission weren't a conventional anti-aircraft battery position miles away. This was something far more personal, far more daring. A special operations team, likely equipped with sophisticated man-portable air defense systems or other advanced weaponry, was tasked with getting dangerously close to the target airfield. Their mission was fraught with peril. They had to infiltrate deep into contested or enemy-held territory, moving like ghosts through a landscape bristling with patrols, checkpoints, and surveillance systems. Every shadow could hide an enemy, every sound could give them away. They had to set up their ambush position, a location carefully chosen for its clear line of sight to the runway's final approach path, yet offering enough cover to evade detection. And then, the hardest part began, the wait. As the designated landing time approached, the tension must have been unbearable. The air would have been thick with anticipation. The team would have been running through their final checks, their eyes scanning the horizon, their ears straining for the distant drone of aircraft engines. In this kind of operation, there is no room for error. A premature attack could miss the target and expose their position. Hesitation could mean letting a golden opportunity slip through their fingers. They had to wait for the perfect moment, the point of maximum vulnerability. For an aircraft, that moment comes during its final approach and landing. It's slow, low to the ground, and committed to its path. Its defensive systems are less effective, and the pilot's focus is entirely on touching down safely. It's the moment a predator strikes its unsuspecting prey. And then it appeared, a speck in the sky, growing larger and more distinct with each passing second. The unmistakable fire-engine profile of the Il-76 materialized out of the haze. The Russian crew inside would have been going through their landing checklist, completely unaware of the fate that awaited them on the ground. They were on the verge of completing their mission, just seconds from the relative safety of the runway. The Ukrainian team watched as the giant aircraft lowered its landing gear, its engines whining as it descended. Closer, closer it came. The commanders on the ground would have given the signal. The operators would have acquired their lock. In that split second, the waiting ended, and the brutality began. A streak of light and smoke erupted from the hidden position, lancing through the air towards the descending plane. The missile, guided by heat or radar, was a fire-and-forget weapon, unstoppable once launched. The impact was catastrophic. A massive explosion tore through the wing or fuselage of the IL-76. A fireball bloomed in the sky, a brilliant, terrible orange against the dull landscape. The aircraft, mortally wounded, lost all control. It was no longer a flying machine, but a falling wreck of twisted metal and fire. The plane tumbled from the sky, breaking apart as it fell. Debris rained down over a wide area, a grim testament to the violence of the explosion. The secondary explosions that followed suggested the aircraft was indeed carrying munitions or a significant amount of fuel, which compounded the destruction. For anyone on the ground witnessing the event, it would have been a horrifying spectacle. For the Russian forces at the airfield, watching their expected reinforcement turn into a plume of black smoke, it was a moment of pure shock and disbelief. The mission was a stunning success for the Ukrainian special forces. They had achieved their objective with lethal efficiency, but their ordeal was not over. Having just revealed their position with a missile launch, they had to escape. The immediate aftermath of the attack would have seen the entire area erupt into a frenzy of activity. Russian search parties, helicopter gunships, and ground patrols would have been scrambled to hunt down the attackers. The Ukrainian team's exfiltration was likely as dangerous and meticulously planned as their infiltration. They had to melt back into the shadows from which they came, leaving behind nothing but the burning wreckage and the chaos they had sown. This incident sent shockwaves through the Russian military command. It wasn't just the loss of a valuable aircraft and its cargo, it was the psychological impact. It demonstrated that nowhere was truly safe. Even a well-defended airfield could be targeted. It proved that Ukrainian forces had the capability, the intelligence, and the audacity to strike deep behind enemy lines. This forces the Russian military to reassess its procedures, to dedicate more resources to base security, and to become more unpredictable in its logistics, all of which adds friction and cost to their war effort. From a strategic perspective, operations like this are incredibly valuable. They are a form of asymmetric warfare where a small, well-trained unit can achieve an outsized result. It demoralizes the enemy, boosts the morale of friendly forces, and creates a powerful narrative of resistance and ingenuity. Every destroyed plane, every successful ambush, is a victory that resonates far beyond the immediate battlefield. This event is a stark reminder of the evolving nature of this conflict. It's not just about tank battles and artillery duels. It's a war fought in the shadows, a war of intelligence, of special operations, and of audacious, high-risk, high-reward missions. Ukraine has shown a remarkable ability to adapt and innovate, using its knowledge of the terrain and a deep well of courage to level the playing field against a larger adversary. They waited for the Russian plane to come to them, and when it did, the result was swift, calculated, and brutal, a chilling message written in fire across the sky. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis insightful, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our future deep dives into critical events shaping the world. Stay safe and stay informed.